Hello and welcome to this Kounta overview, brought to you by POS-Up, the cloud integration specialists. This video will take you through everything you'd need to know about what Kounta does and how it can help you, from sales and reporting to the smaller details like quickly logging in wastage and splitting bills. There is a lot to cover in this comprehensive system, so we've added timestamps in the description for you to jump to the different sections of the video. We also have more information about this in other dedicated videos on our channel, so be sure to check those out as well. For starters, Kounta is the only truly cloud-based EPOS system available, so anything can be done from anywhere on any device with an internet connection. If someone was in need of printer configuration whilst you're on holiday in Mauritius, you could sort it from the beach. You could check your sales and reconciliation reports while hiking up Kilimanjaro, or you could process a sale from the passenger seat of a moving car cruising down Route 66 if you so wished. It's an EPOS system for everyone in the hospitality industry. To begin with, we'll take a look at the point of sale, or POS. Kounta's latest major update made the POS super simple to operate with a clean look, so even training new staff is super simple. This is the first screen you'll come across on the point of sale, with all of your registered users on. Users can be given pictures, separate PIN codes, and individual privileges or permissions, which will be covered in the back office section of the video. Just as a taster though, you're able to set it so that, for instance, some staff could process a refund and some couldn't. One could apply discounts and freely open the cash drawer, and the rest couldn't. Users set as admins can do everything automatically too. If we log in as someone, we're able to see the main sales screen. The categories of products are listed down the side, the products in those categories are in the center, and the order section is on the right. Products and categories can be moved around and organized, and product colors can allow for even quicker operation through visible cues. Clicking a simple product adds it to the order, but for more complicated orders, Kounta's unique option sets and variants allow for total order customization. For instance, this product with the plus icon has option sets attached to it, set up in the back office previously, so clicking it allows us to elaborate on the order. This person wants their steak medium rare and with peppercorn sauce, and this is then reflected in the order list. The production dockets in the kitchen will also look like this, and it will be printed on the bill too. This is great for things like create your own meals and multi-step built-up products with extras attached. These option sets are infinitely customizable too, so the amount of option sets on a single product, the options in them, separate prices, and even tax options are all changeable. So reporting on what is selling within a product and keeping on top of what you should concentrate on offering is all possible with Kounta. The place across the street know he's sold 52 pizzas, but you know that 37% of your 83 pizzas were asked for without peppers, so you can use that information to your advantage. The other production customization option is product variants. This latte, for instance, could be either regular or large, or it could be drunk in or taken out, so variants can be created for every eventuality and then reported on separately. In the UK specifically, certain products taken out aren't tax applicable, and only Kounta allows you to set this up properly. Variants are also useful when you sell different sizes and colors of merchandise, for instance. For specific requests you wouldn't usually account for, you can add custom notes to either a specific product or across the whole order. To add it to a product, click the product and enter whatever you want into the box, which will be printed like an option would in the kitchen. While we're here, other options on this product editing page include altering the quantity, like if you had a bulk order and didn't want to tap in 50 large cappuccinos, or you can alter the price, like if your custom note or other circumstances makes the price change. Altering price is another permission you can grant or restrict for your staff too. Adding a custom note to an entire order can be done from here and will be printed on the top of the production docket in the kitchen. This could be to notify of any severe allergies or special requests, for example. So, once your customer has completed their order and wants to pay, click Checkout and choose how they want to pay. Easy cash options are automatically calculated for you based on the order, or you can enter in how much they've given. Smart integrated card machines take the order total automatically too, so there is never any human error in punching in the numbers. They also calculate automatically when cashing up, so you can forget about counting up receipts at the end of the day with an integrated card payment system. Completing a transaction will prompt to print receipts and production dockets if they've been set up to be printed. Splitting the bill in Kounta is really quick too. To split it equally, just tap Split, but if one person is paying one amount, just change the main amount and the remainder is calculated. Both the amounts can then be paid off as they wish, with card, cash, or app payments, etc. So that was how to do a simple sale and a counter service setup, for instance. But for table service, the inbuilt Tables add-on can be utilized. The table layout, of which you can have up to 3, can be easily altered and numbered to reflect the floor plan of your restaurant, which we have another video on. So when someone comes through the door and sits down, click on the corresponding table to open their order. We have the guest tracking add-on enabled, which allows you to calculate things like average spend per customer, but if this isn't turned on, the table will just open an order. Their table number will be added to the order notes section mentioned previously that prints off to the kitchen at the top of the docket. If we go back to the tables layout, we can see that table is now blue to signify it's been opened. Once you put a product on the order and send it to the kitchen, the table turns green. Orders can be sent to the kitchen using the Send button up in the top right. If a table is left alone for more than 20 minutes, it will turn red, prompting staff to go over and see how they're doing. Once the subtotal bill is printed, the table turns orange, so staff know they're ready to pay. Then once they've paid up, the table frees up for someone else to sit down. Splitting bills on a table can be done however the customers request it. You can split it equally or by amounts from the checkout screen like shown before, or you can split it by item into multiple orders, so the common argument of people paying only for what they had is easily solved. This can be done in 2 ways. Firstly, by finding their order in the Orders menu in the top right. Press the Split button on the left and select the order you want to split, then move all the items the other party had to the new order and confirm. Both parties can now pay however they want for what they had. You can do this as many times as you like too, for instances when there's more than 2 parties wanting to pay. The second way they can do this is by splitting a table. You do this almost the same way, just from the Tables page. You just have to press Manage instead of Split, then select the table and split all the items onto different orders. If someone moved table or 2 tables join up, you can use the Merge button to merge or move tables with a simple drag and drop system. You can even combine splitting and then merging in the rare occasion you have a table rearrange mid-service, or if someone had a falling out with their friend and wanted to move. If you wanted to apply adjustments to an order, such as student discount, hotel guest discount, etc., you can do that from the menu in the bottom right by selecting either discount or surcharge. This is enabled with the Adjustments add-on in Kounta. You can preset these adjustments like we've done here, but add custom ones on the fly too. These adjustments will be printed on the receipts as well. Amongst the adjustments in the bottom right menu, you can also add tips and service charge using the Tipping add-on. This will come up with percentages on its own, but you can add custom ones too. You can also open the cash drawer from this menu if you have the user privileges, email the last receipt to a customer, print the subtotal for an order, and delete an order too, again if you have the user privileges. So far we've been using Kounta in a simple cafe or casual dining setup. For restaurants with solid staging or large tasting menus, for example, the Courses add-on is a must. This add-on allows categories of food to be automatically assigned a course, which can then be printed and called through the POS separately. The whole order can be printed too to allow the kitchen to prep, but this allows more precision in when courses come out to ensure that customers aren't swamped by food. The Courses add-on also cleverly handles instances when a customer would like things like a starter as a main, or wants all the food to come at once, or even wants a dessert as a starter. You get the picture. You can go into the product and select which course you want it to be in, then it will print and be called with the other products in that course. The left-hand menu grants access to the more technical options, such as printing options and cashing up at the end of the day. For instance, if you ever make a change in the back office, such as changing prices, adding products, or updating staff privileges, you press this sync button to pull all the changes onto the device. Cashing up is done blind and is accessed by this takings button. You have to enter how much cash you've taken above your float, either by count or denominations, and Kounta will automatically tell you the variance between what you've counted and what Kounta thinks you took, if any variance is there. You can then investigate any variances to see what's going on. Integrated card machines will count themselves as there is no human input, and failed transactions don't go through. However, with non-integrated PDQ card machines, you will have to count up all the receipts and enter it in the card section of the taking screen. If you're interested, POS-Up can help you get set up with an integrated card payment partner with good rates, so let us know and we'll help you get it organized. Petty cash is also accounted for and handled through Kounta, again if the user has the right permissions. By selecting Money In, Money Out from the left menu, you can enter how much you're taking out and even enter a reason why, for instance milk or something. If you get change from your milk, you can enter this again as money in, and this will all be accounted for when cashing up. Another thing worth mentioning in this menu is how wastage is handled. Select this from the Add-Ons menu in the left menu, and you're able to add which products went to waste and the reasons for it. The wastage reports with amounts and reasons can then be seen in the back office to investigate further. Tracking wastage here allows you to better understand any shortcomings in the business with regards to overstocking or staff mistakes, giving you the option to streamline them before it gets worse. So those are the main features of the point of sale, or POS. Simple on the surface for easy use, but chock full of intuitive features to cater for anyone's needs. Now we'll take a look at the admin side of things in the back office. The back office is accessible through an email and password and is only available to those with the privileges to do so, so not everyone can see your accounts or change any settings or prices. Kounta for a business or businesses is run via companies and sites. You can have multiple companies you're a part of accessible from one menu, and within them the sites that business occupies, which are then configurable separately. You could be part of a casual dining, quick service, card-only business with a counterpart ordering app alongside a high-end table service menu with set menus, vouchers and course calling, and yet be able to have completely different products, staff, add-ons and settings for each, all manageable from the same place and the same login. With your companies and sites set up, you'll want to add some products. This is how products look in the back office once added, with names, prices, taxes, categories, and variant structures. To quickly add a product, simply press this button, add a name, price, category, and tax, and that's it. You can now go back to the POS and sync any other points of sale you have, and the product will appear ready for sale. This can be done in under a minute from the POS or from anywhere, so disruption to service is kept to a minimum if you need to add something quickly. When you're starting from scratch though, you'll want to import your products from the import spreadsheet available. We do have a different video on how to do this, but basically it allows you to quickly add products, prices, tax codes, categories, and more in one fell swoop. The option sets attached to the products seen earlier are accessed from the product section too. You can make an option set by naming it, adding the options with their prices and taxes, and then setting the rules, such as minimum or maximum selection numbers, and whether you want prefixes added. The prefixes are a preset menu for removal, addition, and location of whatever you choose, like no pickles, onions on the side, and extra ketchup on a burger. This is great for allergies or particularly fussy customers. You can then simply attach the option sets to your products from the adjacent menu and set whether you want it to automatically come up when the product is selected. Variants are set up slightly differently. You have to go into the product settings and tell Kounta what you want to vary the product by, such as size or color. You can have as many variants as you want attached to a single product. Then you can add all the variants and prices of the products. Option sets can also be applied to the variants of the products too, giving an almost infinite way to set up your menu. The only limit to product setup is your imagination. With a fully set up and running company and site, you'll spend most of your time in the reporting section. This is a vast area where you can find out pretty much anything you want about what's gone on with day-to-day events. A succinct dashboard gives you a bird's-eye view of what you've done, and the filter function on every report allows you to change the range of dates and times the report shows. You can even filter by sites, registers, staff members, and report-specific parameters, which we'll get onto. Each report is valuable in its own way, and there are a lot of them. They're also all downloadable as a spreadsheet for further analysis. Here is each report in a brief summary. The sales summary gives you an overview of sales before and after tax and gives sales averages over individual days. The sales feed gives you a sale-by-sale account with the user or operator, products, date and time, register used, and how they paid all recorded, among others. This is all useful evidence to settle any disputes should they arise. Sales by is short for sales by product and lists your best sellers in easily sortable columns such as quantity sold and average percentage of each sale. Hourly sale shows when you're busiest on average, so you can accurately schedule the needed staff in future and prepare for the rushes. The reconciliation report shows all the results of every cash-up ever done, with variances, breakdowns, and who performed the cash-up. Comparison allows to compare two selectable periods of time to see the difference in sales figures. Taxes tells you exactly how much tax you received over a period of time. However, the accounting add-ons like Xero and QuickBooks allow for a more detailed look at this. Audit allows you to see which users took the most returns and how much they were worth. Stock allows you to see everything you have on hand at that present time, with the ability to filter by location. Attendance is part of the inbuilt time and attendance add-on in Kounta, which will show staff shift times and breaks clocked. We'd recommend using Deputy for this though, as it's a much more in-depth system. If you're interested in Deputy, let us know and we'll help you get set up with an account. Wastage shows everything registered as wastage, including the reason and how much you lost because of it. This is enabled from the Wastage add-on. Adjustment shows how many times certain adjustments were used, with the preset reasons too, enabled from the Adjustments add-on. There's also the ability to filter by users, so you can track if anyone is abusing their rights and giving custom discounts to their friends. Refunds is part of the Refund Reasons add-on and allows you to track who processed the refund, how much it was for, and then why. And finally, Guests is part of the Guest Tracking add-on, mentioned in the Tables section of this video. It allows you to see guest numbers, average sale per guest, and your busiest and quietest days in your specified time frame. The reporting suite, as you can see, is quite extensive, but if it's not enough for you, the new Kounta Insights allows you to build absolutely any report you can dream of by using every piece of data Kounta collects from every site or company you're under and place it in a customizable dashboard. Just to understand the scope of this, you can build reports that could tell you anything. For instance, we just built a dashboard comparing only brownie sales across multiple vendors, showing amounts sold each by flavor, the percentages of overall brownie sales across the entire group, and a day-by-day breakdown of who won in the Battle of the Brownies. It's crazy what you can do, and in this case, visualize some healthy competition between neighbors. So, coming back down to earth again and to the back office, the next major section that affects your day-to-day work is the Users section. Each user you add has all the usual things like name, phone, email, and individual PIN number, but like mentioned before, you can assign any privileges you like to individual staff members, creating thousands of different combinations below admin level. Staff can also be restricted to certain sites for security or point-of-sale cleanliness reasons. So you could have hundreds of staff across multiple sites, but each site only shows the people that actually work there. The permissions allow you to completely change the way staff work on the floor. You can make it so that they would have to ask a manager for permission to give a special discount or stop them from withdrawing petty cash and fiddling with the printer settings. The back-office permissions also allow control over lower-level managers, who you might want to be able to add products on the fly or add new staff, but you don't want them to see how much you took last month. It's all up to you. Advanced printer configurations can also be set up from the back end. You can have it so that all items get sent to all printers, and even change the text size for Epson printers. But included on every Kounta package is the ability to select which items you'd like printed on each printer, beyond just a simple food-drink split. You can choose each individual product or category separately. So for example, situations like cooked food going through to the kitchen, but stuff like drinks and ready-to-eat baked goods out on the counter going to the front-of-house receipt printer. Next up is the vast add-ons section. The add-ons section is like Kounta's little incomparable party piece. From here you can add on inbuilt functionality, connect third-party applications like accounting or staff management suites, and make Kounta an all-singing, all-dancing powerhouse of features and functions, the hub of everything you do in your business. Certain add-ons are available in different packages such as tables and courses, which are available on the second and third package respectively. But even in the cheapest package, you can track wastage, use external bump screens, integrate all your third-party apps, and keep track of customers' accounts. So for the price of a nice meal out for two, you can have an EPOS system with almost enterprise-level functionality. Just like the reports, I'll quickly go through some of these add-ons one by one with a brief look at what they do. So, Accounts allows you to set up customer or corporate accounts for large-scale long-term spending. You can then schedule and email out summaries and invoices to customers for payment. Inventory allows you to keep track of what you've got in stock and create purchase orders to update stock levels when you get a delivery. Great for reporting on cost prices and profits. Wastage, as previously mentioned, allows you to input wastage and the reasons for it from the point of sale, which then gives a detailed report on how much you've lost because of this. Tipping adds easy gratuity and tip functionality to the POS, with fixed amounts and percentages available to choose from. Bump screens are available from our friends at Bumpit. They're an amazing alternative to a kitchen printer, with the ability to bump off orders as they're completed and call everything from a kitchen display. Efficiency gains and reduction in mistakes with these are unparalleled. Tables, as shown previously, gives you a customizable table layout to manage orders from and give you an overview of your site at any time from any POS. Staff-level order control is great for venues where staff have their own area to look after. With this, staff are only able to see and edit their own orders, which greatly reduces any possible confusion and streamlines even the most complicated setups. Time and attendance is Kounta's inbuilt staff timesheet system, but we'd always recommend going with the system from Deputy. Their comprehensive staff management system has features such as payroll automation, digital timesheets, shift swapping, leave approval, and much more. We have a separate video on Deputy for those interested in learning more. Permissions override allows managers or admins to quickly approve an action not usually allowed by basic staff. This allows avoiding having to log in as a different user every time. Adjustments, as mentioned before, allows you to pre-configure set discounts to apply on the POS, such as student discount, hotel guest discount, etc. These can be either percentages or fixed amounts. Price lists allows you to change the price of products at different sites under your control. So a milkshake might be a £5 at one place, but £6 in a quieter part of town. You can also schedule regular price changes at sites, so happy hours can be set up to happen automatically. Production printing allows even more control over what goes to each printer, allowing you to even choose which point of sale dockets can be printed from. This also allows to print multiple dockets from one printer, so multiple staff can access the info they need quickly. Automatic promotions enables you to set up promotions and discounts on each individual sale, such as 2-for-1 offers, percentage discounts on spend levels, like 20% off drinks on a £100 plus bill, or even discounts for certain customers, so when you add a certain person as a customer on the POS, they can have any discount or offer you choose. Guest tracking is a great addition to any restaurant with the Tables add-on. It allows you to enter how many people there are on a table and then creates a report showing average spend per customer and other metrics. Refund Reasons is like it sounds. It lets you give a reason for why a refund was processed so that you can investigate later from the report created. And finally, Courses, as previously mentioned, lets you create a course structure with products automatically going into each one. You can then call each course separately to stage out orders and avoid swamping customers with food. Great for high-end restaurants with massive tasting menus. Like Deputy, there are many third-party integrations available with Kounta, like accounting packages like Xero in QuickBooks, hotel management systems like Prino, loyalty packages, order ahead and payment apps, and analytics suites. We have videos on the most widely used of these on our channel, so check those out if you're interested. So that was Kounta in an admittedly large nutshell. There is so much more to cover though with regards to Kounta's external packages like Insights, Purchase, and Produce. These are Kounta's in-depth reporting, purchase ordering, and recipe building suites respectively, with their own levels and packages available. I'll be doing separate videos on those as well to cover every base. I hope you found this video interesting, and more importantly, I hope it explained just how good Kounta can be when used properly. Here at POS-Up, we can help you set up absolutely any aspect of Kounta, from configuring the add-ons, setting up your menu correctly and adding in your staff, to providing the correct hardware all pre-configured and training you on how to do everything in the system. Get in touch if you're interested in getting set up with Kounta, and we'll be happy to help.